Hello everybody, I'm Leslie. This practice will be a nice drawn-out exploration of a very straightforward sun salutation with a focus on the 5 elements that yoga invites us to contemplate, where we might feel them in our body and what qualities they bring us. So start in just a comfortable Tadasana stance. You might go a little wide. We'll start with the element of space. And you might keep your eyes open as we center here. Open up your awareness to your external environment, noticing the colors and the textures, the sounds, and any remaining tastes you have in your mouth, as well as any scent in the air. Feel the ways in which you are in contact with your environment. You might feel the touch of your feet on the floor, or the texture and hug of your clothing, or the temperature of the air on your skin. Even the light that's coming into your eyes. You might try closing your eyes and just noticing that there is light still there. Space invites us into presence with the moment that we're in, with a sense of wide open possibility and curiosity and even some humility in the face of the vastness of everything that is our interconnected reality. So imagine, or maybe feel, the brilliant light of day kind of shining down onto the top of your head. And take a few long, slow breaths with your arms, inhaling as you reach up, and reaching back out as you exhale. Continue at your own pace, could be faster or slower than me. And you're welcome to continue using your sight to stay wide open in your awareness, or you could try closing your eyes and just noticing through other sensations. See what it feels like to consider inviting your mind into a reverential attitude as you breathe and move your arms. Just noting that another day has arrived, and here you are, alive. And is there anything that you can note about your present experience that kind of deepens your presence with this moment? When you lift up your arms the next time, even if it's a cloudy day, think of hugging the sun and bring your arms down and in, drawing the energy of the sun into yourself. Let's do a couple more like that. Giving the sun a big hug. Drawing its energy in. Maybe noting the brilliance of the light the sun provides. Or on a practical note, the energy it provides us through the food we eat. On the next time that you have an exhale, bring your hands down to the tops of your thighs and sink into a partial fold, bending your knees, sending your hips back. Letting your hands stop at your kneecaps. Inhale up and exhale down. As you experiment with this little half forward fold, a little hinge, see what it's like to really check in with moving at your own pace. Finding a rhythm that suits you. Bending your knees and hinging at your hips as a way of expressing the capacity of your body as it is today. You might keep this up, or you might try extending your forward fold a little further, letting your back round, maybe touching the floor and dropping your head, and then coming back up. As you choose the depth of your movements, the pace of your movements, and continue to breathe, check in with what supports your own sense of aliveness, your own sense of presence, what might leave you room to both notice your experience and respond to it by changing your moves or taking a pause. And then as you come up to standing again, let all of that up and down stop. And let your arms just open by your sides, coming back to a nice tall stance. We'll be in Tadasana for a moment, so again, you might choose to keep your eyes open or close them to orient more towards your internal sense of your stance. Send your awareness down into the soles of your feet, and then let it pool up into your ankles. Continue growing your awareness up your lower legs, over your knees, up over your thighs, and even just before your hips, right at the top of your thigh bones. As you stand tall and strong, you might imagine or feel your own steady solidity like a mountain, or the sturdy strength of a tree. So stand and see if you can stand in such a way, or notice you're standing in such a way to emphasize your own earthly solidity. With your next inhale, sit down into a chair pose, reaching forward. You might come back into your heels a little bit. And maintaining this shape alone might bring you into a little bit more of a solid awareness of the strength of your legs. You might also choose to add a few extra actions. You might try pulling your feet apart and intentionally firming the muscles all around your bones, as if to hug your solid bones with a good squeeze. Take a couple more breaths here in your sturdy chair pose. When your next exhale comes, fold yourself down just to touch the ground briefly and step one of your feet back into a lunge. You might stay in a lower lunge with your knee up or down, or you might come to a leaning or a high lunge. You can kind of make it your own. Today I'm going to lean personally. Here in your variation of lunge, pull your front leg and your back leg towards each other. Like we hugged the sun earlier, think of giving the earth a little squeeze with the strength of your legs. And then imagine sending your energy down through your legs into the earth and letting it bounce back up along the length of your spine. Come down if you're up and step switch your legs. As you settle into lunge on this side, take a moment, just like in chair pose, to think of hugging the muscles of your legs around the bones of your legs. Give the earth a good tight squeeze and take another breath here. From here, ease on down and come into a brief kneeling position. Bring your hands to your belly. Just sensing at first, you might choose to close your eyes for these next few moments. Underneath your hands, invite your awareness to pool into your low belly, kind of from your belly button down. Shifting away from the solidity of the earth and imagining or sensing the watery fluidity of the pelvis bowl. See if you can let your breathing move this area of your body, expanding with inhale and softening with exhale. And then from here, Lean forward, come to all fours. Try a little bit of circling around, moving your hips and your low back and your pelvis. And head the other way. And settle into all fours. With your next inhale, tilt your tail up and drop your belly down. And with your exhale, tip your tail down, draw your belly in. Continue like that, like a little cat and cow exploration, mostly for your low back and your pelvis. From here, soften your tilt in either direction. Come down onto your forearms with clasping your hands. Bend your right knee and lift your right kneecap up in the air, drawing a few circles, inviting some smooth, fluid, mobilizing work for your right hip. Bring your right knee down and try a few of those circles on the left side. From here, walk your knees a little bit further back, roll your tail down, wave your spine forward, coming into a long, low plank, then letting your thighs land and your chest lift. Then tuck your chin, push the ground away, round your back, then ease back into a forearm and knee, kind of puppy pose. Try rolling forward. And then rolling back. As you come back again, walk your knees further forward and wider to ease your hips down towards your heels. Come up onto your fingerprints. Push the floor away from you through your arms to help settle your hips down a little bit lower. Find one more broad inhale to expand your belly. Alrighty. From here, crawl up onto all fours again. And then draw your awareness higher up your body from about your belly button to the bottom of your ribs. This central band of your abdomen. Ignite a little fiery flame of determination and perseverance. And use your next inhale a little bit stronger to inflate out broadly at your abdomen. And try to keep that open space with a barrel-like strength around your middle. Push the floor away, tuck your toes, and then try hovering your knees off the ground. Push around the back of your body, down into the ground. And anytime you have another inhale, think of widening across your ribs. From here, step back into plank. Push the back of your ribs to the ceiling. Squeeze your bum muscles and send the tip of your tail to reach to the back of your heels. The element of fire invites us to play with qualities like intensity. Plank certainly invites that intensity as well. Maybe with your knees up, or bringing your knees down to a knee plank or table pose. Try a little bit of pushing. On the next time that you go to lower down, bring your whole body down to your mat. Make a little pillow for your forehead and settle, taking a rest. With your gaze down at the floor and your forehead resting on your hands, you might close your eyes. And allow your awareness to be caught on the ride of your inhales, bringing presence up to your ribs, your lungs, your upper torso, through your shoulders, and throat. See if you can feel your inhales inflate the upper half of your torso, your chest and upper back. Perhaps sensing the expansive and uplifting energy that the air element offers. Come on up, tucking your elbows underneath your shoulders. Separate your forearms to be parallel with one another in the long edges of your mat. And give your shoulders a few rolls. As they roll one more time, push down to grow your neck nice and long and add a little bit of a press through the length of your forearms. Firm your legs and think of hugging in at the level of your floating ribs to help keep fullness in the back of your rib basket or the upper back. And try a few breaths here, imagining that your breath could expand across the front of your chest, widening your collarbones, and buoying you up the way that an inhale helps you float when you're swimming. From here, slowly curl your ribs and your belly up. Come up onto your hands. Tuck your toes under. And with a big press from the back of your heart, lift up into a downward dog, creating your own uplift through the strength of your arms to help send your hips a little higher into space. Dedicate one more breath here to noticing what is present for you now. Walk your hands and feet together into the center of your mat. And very slowly glide your hands halfway up your legs, pausing here. And then another inhale to come the rest of the way up. And another inhale to lift your arms up. And a slow exhale down. Return to that open, spacious, curious place that the element of space invites us to contemplate. Noticing what has shifted over this last short practice. If you have the opportunity to sit or lay in stillness for a few minutes, I really recommend that you take time for that. And whether you do or you don't, thank you so much for sharing practice with me. I hope you have a great day.